Hey rugby fans, welcome back to my channel. Now my name is Ralph and welcome back to Rugby Fanatic. Now in today's video we're going to go through Scott Robertson as he names his 35-man squad in the All Blacks to face France. And I'm here with my final prediction, and this is a list based on the standout performance in the Super Rugby Pacific 2025. Now, before I start, I'd just like to congratulate Crusaders. What a victory over the Chiefs. They've just clinched a win over in Christchurch. What an occasion. What a victory for Crusaders. I mean, you know, they are champions again. I mean, they had a rough season last year, and then coming into 2025, a new season. You know, they shut all the critics up, man. You know, they came up with the win. But unfortunately, I'm a Blues supporter, so guts for my Blues. But hey, it's always next season. But congratulations on the Crusaders, and also for the Chiefs as well for, you know, they worked so hard, you know, throughout the season and coming into the final, you know, falling short against the best team in the Super Rugby, unfortunately. But hard luck for, you know, those Chief Mana supporters. But hey, good luck for next year, eh? There's always next year. So you guys can put your head held high and get ready for the next season. So anyways, let's get started. I mean, these are my outside backs, you know. I got Will Jordan, Ruben Love, Imoni Narua, and Sevi Reese and Caleb Clark, and also Leroy Carter. Now, first I just wanted to talk about Will Jordan. Now, we've seen it last night, you know, he's a guaranteed selection. He's always first choice. He's back to full health and tore the Super Rugby apart again in 2025 with his lethal counterattacks and aerial dominance. And you've seen that yesterday, last night in the final against the Chiefs. Man, he was so dominant in that game. You know, man of the match for me. And he's arguably still the best fullback in the world. But yeah, Will Jordan, he's an outstanding player. So he'll definitely you know, secured his place in that 35-man squad. Now, another player I wanted to mention is Ruben Love. Now, he had a breakout year at 15 for the Hurricanes, you know, and also he played around the first 5 position as well. Not as much, but you know, mainly in the fullback position. But Razor loves a second playmaker and loves, you know, blend of vision, pace, and kicking accuracy makes him, you know, ideal for that selection. Now, Imoni Narua and Sevi Reese were top try scorers again in 2025. I mean, clinical finishers, hard working off the ball. Narua's versatility and Reese, you know, intensity make them, you know, test match ready. And also Caleb Clark, you know, Blues had a really quiet season this year, you know, until they made that, you know, they came short in the semi-finals. But, you know, Caleb Clark, you know, he gets in for sure. So thanks to sheer power and his consistent ball carrying meters this year, he's looked fitter and also smarter in 2025. So let's hope for a good season for Caleb Clark out on the wing. And also Leroy Carter, I mean, the wild card, I mean, the 7s stars transitioning to, you know, the 15s, plays for Bay of Plenty. You know, he had a great season in, you know, the Mitre 10 Cup, and has been electric. You know, Razor's values X Factor, and also Carter's been lighting it up with line breaks and turnovers and defensive pressure as well. And also we just move on to our midfielders, and I know this is a tough one, but you know, unfortunately, the possibility is that Scott Robertson will go with these midfielders for sure, even though I don't like it. But yeah, unfortunately, they're going to go with Rieko Ioane, Billy Proctor, Geordie Barrett, and David Havili. Let's talk about Rieko Ioane. Now, he's had a poor season, to be honest. But I know for sure that Scott Robertson will favour him in terms of selection. He'll still locks down, you know, that 13 jersey, no matter what we say, no matter what, you know, opinions or criticism against him. He's always going to be in this midfield spot. But yeah, he's just elite pace, you know what he's capable of, strong defence, and he's also 50 plus tests under his belt as well. So unfortunately you can't beat experience and also his defence as well. So he had a really quiet Super Rugby Pacific season, and yeah, he was nowhere to be seen in the game. But hopefully, you know, in 2025 he changes those bad habits that he has. Hopefully that he involves himself in the game. But yeah, I'm not really happy with that decision, to be quite honest. But it is what it is, and that's Scott Robertson. He favours him, so yeah, just have to go with Rico. And also Geordie Barrett is another lock. You know, he's locked in for sure, first choice. Razor will want that, you know, 6'5", you know, playmaker in the midfield to boss the kicking game and also take pressure off his 10 as well. And also Billy Proctor, yes, he's going to go with Billy. Has been superb for the Canes in 2025. You know, calm, composed after he had an injury and come back. He was ruthless on D. He's matured into a top line 12 or 13 option. So he's quite versatile, so he can play anywhere, so he's quite flexible. Then we have David Havili's return to form after injury has been one of the stories of the year. I mean, back to his best, controlling the tempo, offering cover at 12 and also 15 as well. And we know what David Havili's capable of, but yeah, unfortunately, Razor's going to go with David Havili. So now we're going to go into our first fives. I mean, at 10, the selectors go with experience and electricity. You know, well, electric, you know. So I'm going to go with Beauden Barrett and also Damian McKenzie. Now, Barrett is back from Japan, and, you know, he's slotted seamlessly into the Super Rugby for the Blues. You know, he's still a world class and broken play, and also offers leadership and tactical IQ. So they're not going to avoid Barrett, but he's definitely going to be in there. And also McKenzie, yep, first choice probably. The informed 10 of Super Rugby Pacific in 2025, but attacking fearless goal kicking and unpredictable magic makes him a standout. Then I've gone with 3 halfbacks here. So I've gone with Cam Beauregard, Cortes Ratama, and Noah Hotham. You know, Beauregard remains the front runner. You know, he's big, fast, and bold. We know he's going to be first choice. His running threat and crisp pass make him ideal for Razor's tempo game. And then we had Ratama has involved in 2025. His service, speed and decision making have sharpened, and he's now a full field general for the Chiefs. And also Noah Hotham, you know, perhaps the surprise, but his form for the Crusaders this year has been undeniable at just 21. I mean, he's showing composure and also quick ball that suits Test Rugby, and you've seen that last night against the Chiefs. What an outstanding performance from the kid, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. Then I went with my loose forwards, depth and balance in the loose forwards, you know, obviously Wallace Atiti, Peter Lakai, Ari Savia, Duplessis Korefi, Dalton Papali'i, Semi Penny Finau, and also Luke Jacobson. Now, Ari, you know, obviously first choice, enough said, the best number 8 in the world, and number 7. Wallace Atiti, you know, has exploded in 2025 at just, you know, 21. He's already dominated collisions and carries, you know, he's too good to ignore. And also Peter Lakai brings that dynamic and relentless, you know, work rate. You know, Razor rates explosive loosies, and Lakai has been, you know, that and more. And also Duplessis Karif, we can't avoid him, has had a monster year for the Canes. He's out-tackled everyone and brought heart at the breakdown, so he's very aggressive in those rucks. And Dalton Papali'i stays in. Obviously, you know, he's unfortunately, we have, you know, I don't know, this is a tough one, but unfortunately there will be a possibility that he will be in there. So, you know, because he's smart, versatile, and also good and tight and loose. And also Sammy Penny-Finau provides power and line-out security. His tackle percentage at work, you know, and phase play have been elite. And then you have Luke Jacobson rounds out the loose trio mixed with experience and versatility, able to slot in at 6 or 7 or 8. And now moving on to our locks, we've got some, engine room for, Scott Barrett, obviously Patrick Tupolotu, and Tupu Va'ai, and also Fabian Holland. So obviously Scott Barrett, he's going to be named as captain for sure. Razor side, no question, not Ari unfortunately, but that's just how it is. But Tupolotu has a huge year for the Blues, so he's going to be selected as well. He's not going to be avoided. His line-out leadership, muscled in the tight. He had a good season last year for the All Blacks. It's his best Super Rugby season yet. But Va'ai, he's just too talented to leave out. Physical and improving every weekend. You've seen that in the Chiefs game last night. He's just been everywhere in those rucks. But honestly, he's been quiet, in that final. But he's been consistent all season. Then we got Fabian Holland as the bolter at 6'9". The Dutch-born Highlander has become a dominant line-out option and carries well. And Razor always finds one fresh face in Holland. Fits the bill, man. And then we got our props. We got Tamati Williams, Ethan de Groot, Ollie Norris, and Fletcher Newell, and Tyrell Lomax and Basilio Tossi. Now, the Groot and Lomax are locked in the starting duo, scrummaging, power, and also big motor. Tamati Williams obviously has trimmed down, and he's up at his fitness and still a wrecking ball at tight head, so they're going to go with Tamati Williams. And also Fletcher Newell is back from injury and playing his best rugby. He's reliable and technical, and you've seen his performance last night against the Chiefs. It's been phenomenal in the scrums, honestly. And also Ollie Norris is the form, loose head behind the group. Great at set piece, mobile and open play. And also, we can't avoid Basilio Tossi. What a rise. The Hurricanes, tight head, has been devastating in the scrums and around the park. He's earned his spot. And then we got the hookers. Obviously, I'm going to go with Cody Taylor, Samsone Tokiahui, and also Asafo Aumua or George Bell. Now, Taylor brings experience and composure, an easy choice. Now, he scored that phenomenal try in the final. But it's good to see Cody Taylor back, honestly. But he'll be first choice. And then Tokiaho is arguably the best hooker in the game. Explosive carries and also rock solid darts. And also brutal defense as well. And then there's a toss-up between Aumua, has another strong year, powerful, dynamic, but he can be inconsistent at times, but hopefully he can be consistent this year. Then we got George Bell, meanwhile, is pushing hard at 22, and Razor has been his growth firsthand at the Crusaders. So there you have it, guys. My full 35-man All Black squad prediction for the France series in 2025 in July. Form, balance, and Razor's vision, all consider it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who's missing, or who's a must-have? Who should be in that 35-man squad? So don't forget to like and subscribe for more rugby content. Thanks for tuning in. Keep supporting this channel and keep the rugby spirit alive, and keep supporting your rugby teams. And we will see you in the next video.